Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to my dusty shop. And I wanted to show you guys what I've been working on this week. I just happen to have one of each of the pieces of my signature series. So small, medium, and large, basically. The Warrior 17.5 inches. And it'll be in length or height, depending on the type of wood that I use. The Patriot is 2 foot. And the DD214 is 3 feet. So let's start here on the Warrior. So this particular one was for a PSYOPs first sergeant. She also did some time in the Navy, so we got that prior service on there. Everything's 3D on there. She was in the 82nd. She was in the 4th POG, and she was in SWIC. And I built those out, either wood or clay. And I carved in her, her awards that she won for achievement. She was a drill sergeant, and I made that out of wood. Pretty cool. I think this came out really nice. This is that's the PSYOPs logo, Ghost. Got some really cool looking coins on there. You know, loyalty, duty, respect, honor, integrity. Veteran, United States Army. SEER. Got the survival, evasion, resistance, escape. She worked out there. A little piece of copperhead in there from a copperhead I took down last year. Got a handcuff key, fishing hook, handcuffs, little compass. So, you know, all the stuff you learn in SEER school. Got her jump wings on there. Years she was in service, prior service. So that's a pretty cool one. Even had a piece of a static line I was able to put on there. I think that came out really nice. And, you know, it's got a light. All these have lights now, and this is my Series 7. I'm doing lights on everything now. I think it's a really nice addition, and it gives it a little bit of a character. Okay, moving on to the Patriot. This particular one was for an Air Force captain. He did about 6 years plus in the Air Force, and he was an intelligence officer. So that's the Juliet 14 November 1, and you can see his whole, time was spent during GWAT. Obviously, lots of GWAT stuff on here. So there's Afghan hands or AFPAC hands, depending on who you ask. The CAT, Comm ISAF Advisory and Assistance Team. I actually had a CAT coin for Regional Command South. And that was his specialty, ISR. There's the schools he's been to. ECAC, which is just basically SEER B. It's evasion conduct after capture. And then the Air and Space course and CSSP, can't say shit period, if you know you know. Okay, in the Air Force they get a ribbon for small arms expert. They got a couple of weapons on there, 3D. Built out a pair of air assault wings. I thought that came out really cool. And we got down here, this fiance asked me to put that on there. That's something that means something to him, so put the Mullen Lab on there. Built out his Bronze Star. That was his highest award. And I built out all of his awards that were for achievement or merit. TS. Jump wings built out. Pretty cool, 3D. This is years of service. Got an Air Force coin on there. Built out his rank, captain. I thought this came out really, really cool. This is I put the flag on top of, on this oak has these really cool natural cracks. I put the flag on there. And you got I got one of those little fobs you get overseas at the PXs. nostalgia from the war. OEF, OIF. And what do you got in wartime? You know, my usual, I put a Tabasco in there and some spent rounds. GWAT. Yeah. Okay, so we got the Iraq campaign ribbon, Afghan campaign ribbon. Yeah, okay, so that's a cool one. Also has a light. I think that's the best one right there. Okay, and also got his own coin. Pretty cool. Remember, you get one of these coins if you buy one of my pieces. I make a coin for it. It'll be custom to you. Okay, and then the big boy right here. This is my DD214. And again, just to show you, you know, this first sergeant, she did, you know, 25 years in, and she got a small one. This guy did, you know, like 6 years, and I was able to do a big one for him. So it doesn't really matter how long you've been in. I can do a big one or a small one for you, whatever your preference is. You know, he wanted something for his garage that he could hang up, and I thought this would be a nice piece for him. Beautiful piece of cedar I cut right off the tree, dry tree that I had. Okay, so he was a cook, but he did a lot of logistics in 5th group. So I got the Legion on there, 5th group. It's all built out, 3D. This patch built out. That came great. I made that out of clay. I carved in his rank. You got a coin on there, U.S. Army veteran. I built out his air assault, airborne, and this guy, you know, he's a cook, and he got himself a combat action badge. That's pretty cool. He was actually, it wasn't cool at the time, I'm sure. Their fire base got overrun, and his sergeant major was killed. So I actually put a little thing on here. I put the guy's name on there, KIA, and the date that he was killed, and then the little, you know, it's actually, you can see it, the helmet's actually got nods on it. So little nods, little M4 with a 203 and boots. That came out really cool. Made him his expert rifle. Then you got a beret with the 5th group flash, skull. I built out, I thought this came out really beautiful. This is all of his awards on there. Came out good. And then check this out, beans and bullets, right? So we got a spoon on there, beans and bullets. Just so I can ship it, I had to take brass casings, actual projectiles from a live round, put them into the brass casings, and then paint them brass so it looks real. And then I've got orange and green, so tracer and green tip on there. See, this is what he did mostly, and you can see as a driver, he went around and resupplied fire bases. So that was the majority of what he did over there. Dangerous job during, you know, if you look at the years that he was in. Okay, so we got his foreign jump wings on there, Kuwait and Yemen. This was really cool. This is like those little fobs again. So we got Iraqi freedom, enduring freedom. I just found some cool ones I thought had some good visuals on them. Another Tabasco skull, some shell casings. Check this out. So this is his MOS 92 Golf 3 Papa skull with the cross spoon, fork, and knife. Defact that came out cool. He got into armor school, so I put armor on it.